Good morning, our viewers. Welcome to our today's lesson. My name is Teacher Priscilla. So today we are going to discuss fractions, class 7. And the subtopic will be addition and subtraction. So we are going to look at addition and subtraction of fractions. To begin with, we are going to start by defining or stating the lesson objective of the day before we start. So the lesson objective of the day. By the end of the lesson, we should be able to solve problems involving addition and subtraction of fractions. So that is our objective, that we should be able to solve addition and subtraction of fraction. So what is a fraction? A fraction is part of a whole number. Part of a whole number is a fraction. For example, if I talk of a half, I'm talking of a half. Let me first of all write the topic. So fractions. Addition and subtraction. Addition and subtraction of fractions. So I was defining fraction, and I've said that a fraction is part of a whole number. It is made up of the numerator and the denominator. For example, if I have a half is a fraction. That means it is one part out of two parts. That's what we call a fraction. So it is a part of a whole number, and it is made up of a numerator and a denominator. In this one is the numerator and 2 is the denominator. 1 is the numerator and 2 is the numerator. So the numerator, we write it on top, that is up, and the denominator is down. So we have different types of fractions. I'm sure this one we know. We have different types of fractions. Number 1, we have what we call the proper fractions. So what is a proper fraction? In a proper fraction, the numerator is smaller than the denominator. The numerator is smaller than the denominator. For example, if I have 5/8 as my fraction, it is an example of a proper fraction. If you look at the numerator, it is smaller than the denominator. So that's an example of a proper fraction. If I talk of a half, it's also a proper fraction because the numerator is smaller than the denominator. The next type of a fraction that we have the improper fractions. What are improper fractions? These are fractions that have a numerator that is larger than the denominator. The numerator is larger than the denominator. For example, if I have, so this is a proper fraction. For example, if I have 3/2. 3/2 is an improper fraction. If you look at the numerator, it is greater than the denominator. So that's an example of an improper fraction. The other type of fractions that we have what we call the mixed fractions. The mixed fractions are also called the mixed numbers. And what are they? This is a combination of a whole number and a proper fraction. A combination of a whole number and a proper fraction. For example, 4/5. If I have something like 4/5, this is a mixed fraction. 4 here is a whole number. 4 is a whole number, and then the 2/5 is a proper fraction. So this combination of a whole number and a proper fraction, that's what we call a mixed fraction. So we come back to our subtopic. Our subtopic is addition and subtraction of fractions, that is. So before we do that, or before we learn how to carry out addition and subtraction of fractions, we need to be very conversant with, number one, conversion of mixed fractions to improper fractions. You have to know, number one, how to change mixed fractions to improper fractions. Number two, you also need to know how to simplify fractions. So you need to have that knowledge of simplification of fractions. Number three, you need to know how to get the least common multiple. The least common multiple is commonly known as the LCM. And lastly, you need to have the knowledge of basic addition and subtraction. So that's what we need for us to be able to carry out addition and subtraction of fractions. Mostly, we are going to deal with mixed fractions. Before we go to that, I want us to remind ourselves on how to convert mixed fractions to improper fractions before we come to some calculations. So conversion of, that is how to change a fraction, a mixed fraction, to an improper fraction. I'm going to use the example that is 4 and a half. This is a mixed fraction, whereby 4 we have said it's the whole number. This is the whole number, and a half, this is a proper fraction. So the knowledge of changing mixed fractions to improper fractions is very important. And how do we go about that? To change a mixed fraction into an improper fraction, we take the whole number, we multiply by the denominator, then the answer we get we add to the numerator, and then we put over the denominator. So that means we take 4. 4 is the whole number. It is 4 times 2. The answer we get, we add to the numerator, and then what we get, we put over the denominator, which is 2. 4 times 2, we get 8. 8 plus 1, we get 9 over 2. So that's how we change mixed fractions to improper fractions. The whole number times the denominator, the answer you get plus the numerator, then the total answer of the final answer you put over the denominator. So that's all. So we can go to we can look at some examples. We see how to work out, that is addition and subtraction of fractions. So example 1. Our example 1, 7 over 12 plus, so we have that as our example, 7 12 plus 2 3/4. So the first thing before you add is to change the mixed fractions to improper fractions. And we said for us to change, it is the whole number times the denominator plus the numerator over the denominator. So you're going to have 1 times 12. 7 over 12. It is 1 times 12 plus 7. So 1 times 12 is 12 plus 7, we get 19. So it is 19 over 12 plus 2 3/4. 2 times 4 plus 3. 2 times 4 is 8 plus 3, we get 11. 11 over 4. So now we have converted to improper fractions. And then after that, we get the LCM of the denominators. We have 12 and 4 as our denominators. We get the LCM of 12 and 4. The LCM of 4 and 12, you can do it aside. 12 and 4, we are looking for the LCM. So when you're looking for the LCM, you're supposed to use the prime numbers. So we start with 2. 12 divided by 2, we get 6. 4 divided by 2, 2. We use 2 again. 6 divided by 2, we get 3. 2 by 2, 1. Then 3 again. No, 3. 3 by 3, 1. Then 1. So the LCM is 2 times 2 times 3, which is equal to 12. So 12 is going to be our LCM. So you come and put this sign, and then 12, the LCM of 12 and 4 is 12. So the LCM divided by the denominator, 12 divided by 12 is 1 times 19, we get 19 plus 12 divided by 4, you divide here, then 12 divided by 4 is 3, then the answer that you get, that is 3, you multiply by 11. 3 times 11, we get 33. Then you add the 2, 19 plus 33. 19 plus 33, 12, carry 1, you get 52. 52 over 12. So if you look at that answer, 52 over 12 is an improper fraction. And remember, we are dealing with mixed fractions. So we can't leave our answer like this. We have to convert back to a mixed fraction. And how do we convert that? We take the numerator, we divide by the denominator. So we take 52, we divide by 12. 12 will go to 52 4 times because of 48. And then we less. 12 minus 8 is 4. So this 4 here is going to be our whole number. So when we are forming the fraction, 4 is going to be our numerator, and then 12 is going to be our denominator. So that means our answer is going to be 4 over 12. So this is the whole number, and this is a proper fraction. If you look at this 4 over 12, this fraction can be simplified. Remember, we talked of the knowledge of simplification of fractions. So we need to simplify 4 over 12. So we divide by 4, we get 1. 12 by 4, we get 3. So our final answer is going to be 4 and a third. So 4 and a third is our answer for that question. We look at another example. Example number 2. Example number 2, 3 4/5 plus 4 and a 7th. 3 4/5 plus 4 and a 7th. Example 2, 3 4/5 plus 4 and a 7th. So we start by converting the improper fractions to the mixed fractions to improper fractions. It is 3 times 5, 15. 15 plus 4, we get 19. So 19 over 5 plus 4 times 7 is 28. 28 plus 1, we get 29 over 7 is equal to, so we get the LCM of 5 and 7. The LCM of 5 and 7 is 35. So I want to tell myself now we can be able to get the LCM, can be able to calculate the LCM. We have 19 over 5 plus 29 over 7 is equal to 35. So 35 divided by 5, you take this, you divide by 5. It is going to be 35 divided by 5. We get 7, then it is 7 times 19. 19 times 7, we get 133 plus then 35, the same 35 divide by 7, we get 5, then 5 times 29, we get 29 times 5, 45 carry 4, 10, 14. Then we take 133 plus 145. You get 278. 278 over 35. 278 over 35 is an improper fraction. We change to a mixed fraction. So we take 278, we divide by 35. So how many, we ask ourselves how many times can 35 go to 275? If we take 35 times 7, we're going to get, this is 35, carry 3, 21 plus 3, we get 24, 245. So it's going to go here 7 times because of 245. So then we subtract. 3 minus 5 is 8 minus 5 is 3. 7 minus 4 is 3. So we get 733 over 35. We get that 733 over 35 as our answer. So I want to tell myself you are still together and you're following. We can look at another example. Example number 3, still on addition. So this time around we are going to use 3 fractions. We see how we can do that. We have 2 3/4. 2 3/4 plus 3 1/2 plus 6 3/8. So we have 3 fractions, mixed fractions. We change them to improper fractions. Two times 4, we get 8. 8 plus 3, we get 11 over 4 plus 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1, we get 7. 7 halves plus 6 times 8 is 48. 48 plus 3, we get 51 over 8. So we have 4, 2, and 8. We get the LCM of the 3 digits, 4, 2, and 8. 4, 2, and 8. 2, we get 2, 1, 4, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2. So it is 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. So I'm going to use 8 as my LCM. 8 divided by 4, you get 2. 2 times 11, we get 22. Plus 8 divided by 2, we get 4 times 7, we get 28. Plus 8 divided by 8 is 1, times 51, we get 51. And then we add all of them. 2 plus 8 is 10, plus 1 we get 11, carry 1. 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 2 we get 5, plus 5 we get 10. 101 over 8. So 101 over 8. You can use long division method. 8 will go here once because of 8. We subtract to get 2. We drop 1 twice because of 16. 11 minus 6 is 5. So 12 is going to be our whole number. This is going to be our numerator. And this is going to be our denominator. So when I'm entering my answer, I'm going to take 12, then 5 over 8. That is going to be our answer. That is example number 3, and I hope you are following. So we look at another example, still addition. Another example, addition still. 3 fractions, 1 3/8 plus 7 4/5 plus 3/4. 1 3/8 1 3/8 plus 7 3/5 plus 3/4, 7 4/5. So we changed the mixed fractions to improper fractions. 1 times 8 plus 3, we get 11/8 plus 7 times 5 is 35. 35 plus 4, we get 39/5 plus 3/4. So we get the LCM of 8, 5, and 4. The LCM of 8, 5, and 4 is 40. 40 divided by 8, we get 5. 5 times 11, we get 55 plus 40 divided by 5 is 8. 39 times 8. 9 times 8 is 72. Carry 7. This is 24. 24 plus 7, we get 31. 312 plus 40 divided by 4 is 10. 10 times 3, we get 30. Then from there we add everything. 312 plus 55 plus 30. This is 7, 8, 9, 3. We get 397/40. 397/40 is an improper fraction. We change to a mixed fraction. And we do that through division. This is 40, 397. When you take 40 times 9, you get 360. And then you subtract. 7 minus 0 is 7. 9 minus 6 is 3. So the answer is going to be 9/37/40. 9/37/40. So that's another example. So I want us to do the last one in addition before we come to subtraction. The last example in addition. That is 3 7/12 plus 4 3/4. So we are changing to improper fraction. 3 times 12 is 36. 36 plus 7, we get 43/12 plus 4 times 4 is 16. 16 plus 3 gets 19/4. So the LCM of 12 and 4 is 12. So 12 divided by 12 is 1 times 43. We get 43 plus 12 divided by 4 is 3. 19 times 3, 27, carry 2, 5. We get 57. Then 57 plus 43. This is 10, carry 1, 100. We get 100, that is 100/12. And then we change to a mixed fraction. 12 will go to 100 8 times because of 96, and then we subtract. 10 take away 6 is 4. So we're going to have 8, 4, 12. 4 over 12 can be simplified, so we divide by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So we get 8 and a third is our answer. So that is about addition, and I hope we are following and we are together in that. So I want us now to do 1 or 2 examples on subtraction of fractions. Subtraction of fractions. Example 1, 15 and a fifth minus 8 2/3. 15 and a fifth minus 8 2/3. So we start by changing to improper fraction. Um, 15 times 5 is 75. 75 plus 1, we get 76 over 5 minus 3 times 8, 24 plus 2, we get 26 over 3. So the LCM of 5 and 3 is 15. Then we take 15, divide by 5, we get 3, then 76 times 3. 15 divided by 5 is 3. 76 times 3, 18 carry 1. This is 21, 22. 228 minus 15 divided by 3 is 5. 26 times 5, 100 and 130. So 228 minus 130. So we get 98 over 15. Then we change to a mixed fraction. So how many times can 15 go to 98? 15 will go to 98 6 times because of 90. Yeah. So this is 8. You get 6 over 15. 6 over 15 is our answer for that question. So we go to another example. 1, that is a whole, minus a half, minus a sixth. One minus a half minus a sixth. So if you look at this one, this is a whole number, it is not a fraction. So when you have a whole number and fractions, so ensure that that whole number you convert it to a fraction. How do we convert a whole number to a fraction? The simplest method is to put that whole number over 1. When you put it over 1, it doesn't change its value. What it helps you to solve it as a fraction. So it converts that number to a fraction. So this one, we are going to write it as 1 over 1. 1 over 1 is a whole number, minus a half, minus a sixth. So we get the LCM of 6 and 2. No, 1, 2, 6. So the LCM of 1, 2, and 6 is going to be 6. Then we take this 6 divided by 1. 6 divided by 1, we get 6. Then 6 times 1, 6. minus 6 divided by 2 is 3. 3 times 1, we get 3. Minus 6 divided by 6 is 1 times 1 is 1. So here I have 6, take away 3, take away 1. So we'll start by taking away 3, we get 3. Then 3 minus 1, we get 2. 2 over 6. This is a proper fraction. And this proper fraction can be simplified. We have a number that can divide the numerator and the denominator at the same time. So 2 over 6, I can simplify, or I can divide by 2. So 2 divided by 2, we use cancellation method. 2 divided by 2, we get 1. And then 6 divided by 2, we get 3. So the answer to that question is going to be a third. So you're going to get a third. So in that question, when you get such a question, ensure that the whole number that you have converted it into a fraction to make your work easier. Example number 3, we have 4 and a 7th minus 5 7th. Four and a 7th. 4 and a 7th minus 5 over 7. So we convert the mixed fraction to an improper fraction. 4 times 7 is 28 plus 1, we get 29. 29 over 7 minus 5 over 7. In our case here, we are not going to get the LCM because the denominators are the same. So that means our work is just to take the numerators and subtract them. So I'm going to have 29 minus 5, I get 24, and then I put over 7. The reason why we didn't get the LCM is because the bases are the same, or the denominators are the same. So we just subtract the numerators. 29 minus 5, we get 24. 24 is an improper fraction. 24 over 7, that is, so we change to a mixed fraction. 7 will go 3 times to 24 because of 21. We get 3. So our answer is going to be 3 over 7. So that is going to be our answer. So that is example number 3. We go to our next example. 6 and a third minus, I'll take away 5 7 8. 6 and a third minus 6 and a third minus 5 7 8. We change to improper fractions. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 1, we get 19. 19 over 3 minus 5 times 8 is 40. 40 plus 7, 47 over 8. We get the LCM of 3 and 8. The LCM of 3 and 8 is 24. So 24 divide by 3, we get 8. Then 8 times 19, 72 carries 7. 7 times 7 plus 8 is 15. 152 take away 24 divided by 8 is 4. Then is 3, sorry. Then 47 times 3, we get 21. 141. Then 152 take away 141. 152 take away 141, we get 1. 11 out of 24. So 11 parts out of 24 parts. That is our answer. Go to another example. So we have carried out examples involving, that is, with two fractions, two mixed fractions. So we get to 3 mixed fractions. You see how to go about that. Example 1, 7½ minus 1⅛ minus 2⅛. 7½ minus 1/8, 1⅛ minus 2⅛. So we start by changing those fractions to mixed fractions, to improper fractions. 7 times 2 is 14. 14 plus 1, we get 15/2 minus 1 times 8, 8 plus 1, 9/8. 2 times 5, 10 plus 1, 11/5. The LCM of 2, 5, and 8 is 40. Divided by 2, we get 20. Then 15 times 20, we get 300. 40 divided by 8 is 5. 5 times 9, we get 45. Then 40 divided by 5 is 8. 8 times 11, we get 88. So here I have 300, take away 45, then take away 88. So you'll take 300, you less 45. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 take away 4 is 5, then 2, again we less 88. This is 4. 15 take away 8 is 7. 14 take away 8 is 6. Then this is 1. 167. We get 167/40. We convert this to a mixed fraction. 167 divided by 40. 40 will go to 167 4 times because of 160. And then we subtract. 7 take away 0 is 7. Then we get zeros. So that is going to be 4/7/40. So 4/7/40. We are winding up. I want us to do the, let's look at another example, actually the last example. 9⅛ minus 1/2 minus 2/5. 9⅛ minus 1/2 minus 2/5. So we convert this to an improper fraction. 9 times 9 is 81 plus 1, we get 80. 82/9 minus 1/2 minus 10, 12. 12/5. So we get the LCM. The LCM of 9, 2, and 5. The LCM of 2, the LCM of 9, 2, and 5 is 90. 90 divided by 9 is 10. 10 times 8, 2, we get 820. Minus 90 divided by 2 is 45. 45 times 1 is 45. Minus 90 divided by 5 is 90 divided by 5 by 5, 1 by 5, 1, 40, because of 8 is 18. Then 18 times 12. 18 times 12. 16, carry 1. This is our 11, 200 and 216. So 820 minus 45. 820 minus 45. Get 5. 11 take away 4 is 7. 7 minus 216. 16 minus 15 minus 6 is 9. 6 minus 1 is 5. And then 7 take away 2 is 5. We get 559 over 90. Then we change this to a mixed fraction. 559 divided by 90. So 90 will go 6 times, will go to 559 6 times because of 540. We subtract, we get 9, we get 1. So our answer is going to be 619 over 90. So I want us to look at some questions here. So there's someone who is asking whether it's a must to convert to improper fraction instead of adding whole numbers first. It is not a must. There are so many ways of solving this. You can start by adding the whole numbers, then you solve them. Then you solve the fraction part, and then you add to all, you put together. So that's another method that you can use. So most of the times we convert to improper fraction to avoid borrowing, especially when you come to subtraction. Because most of the learners are not able to borrow, or they forget how to borrow from a whole number to convert to a fraction. That's why most of the times we insist on conversion to improper fraction. When we get to convert to improper fraction, you get used to it, such that when you come to subtraction, it will not give you a difficult time. Though it is not a must. You can also deal with whole numbers and then solve the fraction part. So there's someone else who has a question. What is 25 over 6 minus 4? So maybe we can do it together. It is 25 over 6. I hope that is the question. (25 over 6) take away 4. So if you look at that fraction, 4 is a whole number. So we change this 4 to a fraction. And we say to change a whole number to a fraction, you just put over 1. You don't change the value of the number. Then we get the LCM of the denominator, 6 and 1. The LCM is 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1 times 25. We get 25. Take away 6 divided by 1 is 6. Times 4, we get 24. So 25 take away 24, we get 1 over 6. So the answer to that is a 6th. So I hope I've answered you, Vinny. So those people who had questions, I hope I've answered you. Now, so we have come to the end of our lesson. Remember to, every time you are dealing with mixed fractions, it's good to convert them to improper fractions. And when we are dealing with whole numbers, you have said that write them over 1 to make them read as fractions. Anytime you are getting the LCM, ensure you get the correct LCM. Because the moment you get it wrong, it means that whatever you're going to do is going to be wrong. And lastly, follow the right steps to get your answer. And once you do that, I'm sure you're going to get whatever you are required to do. So next time, maybe we can look on division and multiplication of fractions. So I want to wish you well till we meet again.